Hello or welcome back. Today we're going to talk about two pair of IMs. It's been a month. I think it's been crazy for me. My grandfather and my grandmother is in hospital, so I really need a lot of money to pay for those things, and I don't have much spare right now. So maybe I would spend like less of the money for the reviewing kind of stuff. So the first pair I have over here is the Tanchjim Bunny. I think you may know this. I look online. I see a lot of people had done a review for it. They praise it, and you know, I think I saw one of video even state that this is one of the best DSP IMs. And to be honest, I'm not sure about that. As even though I get the DSP version, I cannot use the app. It's kind of problematic for me because I look it on App Store, I look it on CH Play on Android, and I see no apps there. And then I go to their website, they tell me to scan the QR code to download, and then I think maybe because of the server in my place not good, or it can be something else, but it told me to wait for 50 hours to able to get that APK file that I can install my phone. And so I decided to quit. And so I have this for about 2 weeks, roughly about 2 weeks. I would say these pair of IMs are pretty good. It comes with a nice pouch. The box is actually pretty nice. So they are nearly the same price range, but you see this is how Casey box is like. And this is the Tanchjim Bunny box. The unboxing experience is pretty nice. Like not the best because it's budget, but you get 6 pair of normal ear tips and 3 pair of normal ear tips and 3 pair of whiteboard. I think the one that pre-installed on the IM was the whiteboard. I don't remember because I flipped the tips right away. I think it's better to flip the tips at the sound stage on this pair need a bit of expand, and that's why I changed the tips. Alright, so that's about the unboxing. The build is not the best, I would say, but it looks very nice, look very like elegant, I say. I don't like the design of this one. I think maybe like there are people that really like this cap design that it fit into your ear, but I prefer something like the original one, like the ZVX Pro that we are going to talk about later. This one I think I put it into my ear easier than this one because I have to adjust this one to able to like fit into my ears. So I don't like this cap design, but still you have to praise it for the looking. It looks very nice, small and beautiful. Okay. I don't have the app, so I cannot try many like profiles of sounding, so I talk about the default only. I agree with some comment that said like the bass here is pretty lean, and I would explain more for you what is lean. So a lean bass, it means that a bass that is thin. So basically, you feel like there's not a lot of quantity in the bass. It's not like all over the place, but it's focused, and it tackles just a small portion of the whole soundstage. And this kind of strange because the mid bass here is very impactful. You can hear like boom boom boom. Or recently I've been like tired and stressed, so I would say I don't really like that impact on the bass that is strong and lean. It gives me a headache actually, but I won't say it's bad because normally if I still had energy and want to enjoy some fun music, this record does the job. And because the mid bass is thin, the sub bass I still can feel the rumble. Maybe not too deep, but I think it's well extended. To the point that I can feel it sometime, but I think it doesn't boost the sub bass, so I cannot feel like I used to feel on something like the ZVX Oh, not ZVX, sorry, PRX, the planner one. And um, the mid, the vocal on this one reminds me a bit of the EA500LM. Still, of course, it's not as good as the 500LM, but I have a glimpse of it because of the separation. The bass is lean, I say thin, so it doesn't leak into the mid or it create a separation between the mid vocal and the bass. And I feel that separations are actually feeling like you're having like BA, but not to the point that it far away like BA, but it still have like more separation than normal pair of 1DD. Some may like this, some may not. Because normally if people choose to have 1DD, they love the immersive of the sound. That's my opinion. That's how I prefer, and some of my friends agree with that. The treble on this one is, I would say, it's good with the timbre, so you can distinguish between instruments. The symbol is very like nice on this one, but I think it lack of details, or I don't know how to describe it. I think that the detail that the treble have on this pair, it's fine, but it lack a bit of immersive. I don't know why. Macro details, I would say it's lacking a bit. Micro detail is there. You can hear it, you can feel it. It's good for the price, but I know like pair that do better. Overall, I think this is a very fun pair. It has very impactful bass. So if you come from some IMs that have good bass like the Sony, I think it does bring a feeling of the impact of the bass. But this one is thin. So it's kind of weird. I don't know, like if you haven't tried it, you cannot imagine, but it's impactful, but it's thin. It doesn't leak into the mid. It creates separations that makes the vocal on this pair very appealing. And also because the treble, it's clean. It doesn't give you a ton of detail. So when you listen to this pair, you may focus a lot on the vocal. It's like something natural, right? Because the vocals stand out on this pair of IM. Really. The bass separate. It's go in the back of your head. The middle is just like the vocal just in the middle with instruments, and the treble region, there are not a lot of crazy thing over there. So overall, I think this one is good vocal pair of IM. If you're into vocal, you can get this. Otherwise, if you can have the apps, I think you can have this and try different profiles. I don't know what profile is best. I think you can look for that information. But yeah, it looked nice. Okay, so that's for the Tanchjim Bunny. I just want to express my experience on these, and at first I was impressed by how good the vocal is, but then I realized that when I listen to AB with other pair, the mid does sounds too lean, and it kind of weird, right? Lean and impactful. So conclusion, vocal pair, very nice for the range. Beautiful build, made of plastic, I think, so it's not as durable as some may think. Maybe you drop it and you step on it, you're gonna broke. I haven't tried it. It's gonna break. I haven't tried, but I think I can suspect that because other people may prefer the metal build, but I never had any problem with plastic IM before in my life, so still a nice one. Okay. Alright, so this is the Tanchjim Bunny. Now we get into the second pair, the KZ ZVX Pro. Okay, this one is actually an upgrade for the old version. I think the ZVX was out like 2 years ago, and many like people who do review also actually praise the original ZVX, not because the ZVX is the best, but before in the in the budget price range, the ZVX stand out as a great tuning, like balance and details. If you're having a ZVX and you're in love with the tuning, this is a world worth upgrade. The reason is, so in the past, one thing that the ZVX has been criticized for is the timbre. Alright, so I will explain the word timbre for you don't know. Like, when people talk about timbre, they talk about like how natural the instrument sounds, and like how much of a difference between different instruments, and like the ability for the listener to distinguish between different instruments play in one song. The ZVX, even though have a balanced sound at that time, it brings up a lot of details, but on some song you just simply have, for example, you cannot tell like how many instruments are there playing, maybe just one. On this pair I am, because the new super linear driver is a very capable driver. It uses the same tuning, it brings up a lot of details, very fun, very immersive, much more treble detail than this one, but it doesn't doesn't have any like shouty or peaky things like I used to have with the other pair, and it's great. I'll say I love this pair from the first time I changed from this one to this one. It's like night and day, I would say. This one you can hear a lot of things, but there's still something lacking. Like you cannot distinguish between the instruments. Like just ting 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 ting. This one is ting 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 ting. All right, that's how I would describe it. So you can distinguish more instruments on this pair. The overall sounds profile, I think it's balanced. It sounds like some of the pair, like the Z or something, which is the new driver. I would say it had less bass than the EDC Pro as far as I remember. So over a more balanced sound. It still have the bass, not as quality as the Bunny. I would say the quality of bass in the Bunny is great, all right, except the part that is pretty lean. The impactful and the texture on this one is great. This one, it had less quality, but it had more quantity, so it spread out, and it creates an immersive experience. So I still prefer the ZVX Pro. I cannot tell the difference between the vocal here and the vocal here. Not much a difference. Beside the fact that because this pair, it has the tuning that make the vocal turns out. This one, everything just appealing at the same time. I think it looked like a W shape or something. So you can hear the vocal, you can hear the bass, you can hear the treble, but it's actually very balanced. Nothing like bloating or getting over the others. Maybe a little, but not to the point that you feel annoying, in my opinion. And if you have the original ZVX, get this. I believe it would a great upgrade for your like music experience. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna share my thoughts on the Tanchjim Bunny and the ZVX Pro. The ZVX is less because I think I only make it to tell the fan of the ZVX to get this new pair. I'm really a fan of the new version, the Pro version. The only thing different I think is in the shelf. So here it said like ZVX Pro, and the old one it just said ZVX. Alright, that's the main difference on the shelf. About the side, I think it's still the same. Alright, and you're familiar with this. It's very compact, nothing else but the cable and some period tips. Alright, thank you for listening. I'll try to review any pair if I have a chance. Thanks for listening. I hope you find this one useful when you make a decision to buy something. Maybe a new pair of IM for yourself. Thank you. See you in the next video.